Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jordan Evans here in the Cronkite News Weather Center. Let's give you an update on the storms taking over the valley once again, now at the 2 o'clock hour for today. And we can see this big cluster that is beginning to fill in for portions of the West Valley, all the way down through the Salt River Indian Reservation. Let's take you into some of these streets here. Find your neighborhood. We're zooming in here on North Scottsdale. Cave Creek is going to be up to the north here, and Shea Boulevard is going to be right down in this area. So we are seeing those heavy rains begin to impact areas of the 101 along Shea Boulevard heading out towards Fountain Hills. And then just to the south of that, this is going to be in Tempe. ASU Tempe campus is going to be right up in this area, so we are just a little bit north of the cell. This one is lifting off to the northeast, impacting parts of the 101. Southern Avenue and Baseline Road is going to be down in this area too. So that is a new storm that has just popped up over Tempe. And then in the West Valley, a lot more active. There was a lot active earlier. Things have quieted down just a little bit. Surprise is lightening up on some of the shower activity down there. But again, we are not done yet. A lot of this activity is going to continue to make its way towards the west. Now we have to talk about dust. We have a dust storm warning in effect here until about 2:45 as an outflow boundary has pushed south out of those storms to the north. So we are expecting some dust to be picked up here. In fact, if it has not been already, maybe impacting Interstate 8 there, heading out towards Yuma here very shortly. So keep that in mind if you're traveling out in that direction or heading along Interstate 8. A little bit further to the west, we've got Wickenburg in this area. We've got another storm coming in towards Wickenburg. Not severe, but again, some heavy rain, some lightning, and could see some small hail out of the cell, as well as down towards Siloam, where the 60 and the I-10 meet. We've got a pretty intense thunderstorm down there also. Now up to the west, this is near the Colorado River Valley. In fact, there's Bullhead City. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that has been pretty active for a long time, and we've got about 5 more minutes on it, actually, it looks like. But this has been a storm that's been dropping not only some quarter-sized hail, but some strong winds as well. But we do have a flash flood warning in effect also until about 4 o'clock, because this storm has pretty much sat here for the past 30 minutes to, if not hour, dumping a lot of heavy rain as well. So if you live in that area, make sure you are seeking higher ground if you are encountering any flooded washes in your neighborhood, and remember to turn around, don't drown, do not drive into those flooded roadways. The high country has just really filled up with tons of rain. We're talking moderate to heavy rain, if not all the way from Holbrook towards Winslow up into Flagstaff and even towards Williams. Notice a little bands of red here. That is a heavier bands of rain making its way towards the south down towards I-17. In fact, it looks like it just went through Sedona. We expect it to impact Camp Verde here in about next 30 to 45 minutes or so. So that will continue to make its way towards the southeast, eventually probably getting into Payson in a little bit as well. So that is something what we're watching up at the high country also. Again, a very active day across the state. We've got severe thunderstorm watches that you can't see here, but they are including Mojave, La Paz, Yuma, Maricopa, Gila, or Pinal, Yavapai, and Pima counties as well. Severe thunderstorm watch is going to remain in effect as we do have severe thunderstorm threats and potential for the rest of the day. So let's take you into Futurecast. Again, I think the valley is going to see the heaviest activity pick up actually pretty momentarily here. Right around the evening rush hour, I'm anticipating some storms to get going around the valley, making their way from west to east. I think we'll get a little bit of a break again, and then we could get a third round to come in later tonight. Notice by 11 o'clock to midnight tonight, we can see a third band come in from the west, especially areas out to the west near Buckeye, and then fill in for portions of Pinal County down through Pima into Tucson as well by sunrise tomorrow. So we could actually have a little bit of rain here in the valley by sunrise tomorrow, but I think tomorrow's storm chances are going to favor southern portions of the state. But again, for today, the severe weather risk does remain in effect. We've got a slight risk for all these areas shaded in yellow, including the Phoenix Metro, Casa Grande, Prescott, and Sedona and Payson, and then just to the west of the Phoenix Metro. This also includes Buckeye. All these areas shaded in orange. These are the most favorable areas to see severe weather later today within the next hour or so. Keep in mind, to the north of the valley, we had a tornado warning already posted for Cave Creek, and we're waiting to see if there was in fact an actual touchdown just to the north of the valley there in Cave Creek. But again, the main threats with severe weather is going to be the large hail, the damaging winds, and the flash flooding. We've seen a lot of that, unfortunately, already today out in the East Valley. Now, as we talk temperatures, though, there is some good news. In fact, you can see a lot of what the rain has done to these temperatures. We're tracking 50s, if not 40s there in Flagstaff. A lot of this rain has cooled the air down. 49 currently in Flagstaff, 57 in Payson. Look at the valley. We've cooled down to 76. We started our morning out in the 80s. And we have dropped that temperature all the way down into the 70s. So, and that is because of that outflow boundary that came out of those storms about an hour ago. Those temperatures have really dropped, and that is some good news there. That is helping to destabilize the atmosphere and make things a little bit more lenient when we get storm development later this afternoon. But the potential and the threats are still there. We'll continue to watch it for you here in the Cronkite News Weather Center. Stay right on this webpage for later updates, as well as following us on our social media outlets.